of something that I had just read recently, that in the last 2 years, more people are actually accessing the web via their mobile device versus a desktop.
Very
in the
true.
last 2 years. So you have to think about the sizes. There's many sizes of a mobile device. Think of our smartphone versus an iPad. So if you're looking for something on Google and their website is not mobile responsive,
it will be done.
Okay. So talk a little bit about mobile responsive and how that helps in searches.
Yeah.
And what mobile responsive is for our audience.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
When Google dings you because of mobile right now, that's a major ding. That's not a little ding. That's not oh, I misspelled that word ding. Right now, mobile with your smartphones and your tablets, that's 70% of the world.
Okay, share with our audience exactly when I said mobile responsive. Some may not understand.
I will.
Okay, I'm sorry.
On that,
what that means.
Mobile responsive is a program which resizes your website to fit the device. So what happens here is when you have a website that's mobile responsive, it will say, oh, okay, you have an Android and you have an Apple and you've got something else, and we're going to reconfigure this website on the fly to size itself to the phone so you can have the best possible experience that's there. And if you have a website that's at least not mobile friendly or mobile responsive, your search results are going to be very difficult to deal with.
And I believe just a couple of years ago, Google made that change or that switch within
about 2 years ago,
that they are not ranking sites that are not mobile responsive. Now, does that say if I was doing a search on my desktop, would that be the same? Would you be penalized the same, or is it just if somebody was searching for you on their mobile device?
No, it's the programming in the website.
Okay, and
so
again,
that's something that you need to make clear with your web developer.
Okay.
That you want it to be mobile responsive.
Mm-hmm.
On that, really doesn't cost any more, especially if you're using WordPress, Joomla, or any of the other big development sites that are out there, because when you hook up the particular platform that you're looking for, it's gonna say what it is: mobile responsive, friendly, and go for responsive because it doesn't cost anymore because it's all included now.
And so it's a must-have. So there is no, if you're working with a web developer that's not providing that to you, then you need to insist on it or find another developer is what I'm hearing.
If your developer won't do it, just run.
Which I can't even imagine that these days. But so like on ours, we have a WordPress website. It's an automatically just click a button or something, right? Is
yes.
What they did. Okay. So and it just really amazes me how I still do, believe it or not, go to some sites. And these are the older sites that are out there. And what will happen is I'm not going to spend time because, again, as I stated, there is a greater amount of individuals using a mobile device to search today than they were 2 years ago when most of us had just our laptops. I mean, just think back, gosh, not even, I'm trying to think, maybe 15 years ago, we still had desktop computers, meaning those big monstrosities underneath our desk. So it's constantly evolving. So we need to make sure we're staying on top of all this information for us to be able to grow our business online.
Absolutely so. I mean, when you're looking at this, it's important that you stay on top of what's happening.
And for those that have questions that are not quite sure, how can they contact you, Richard?
They can go through the website, or you can get a hold of me on Facebook at Flying Above and message me there.
Okay, so that's Flying Above on social on the Facebook page. You can go to Flying Above. You can also go to our website. That's WCNinteractive.com. And then at that area there, underneath the tab that says who we are, click on that, and on the drop down it has a contact us, and you can actually fill out a form and just let Richard know what you would like to have a conversation with him on, and he'll offer you a 20-minute complimentary consultation to find out how he can best assist you, because I know he works with a number of businesses on helping them with their websites to make sure that they are what we call search engine friendly, and also ranking, because today in the way business is being conducted, if you do not have a website that is searchable, chances are you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And who likes to do that?
Not me.
Not me.
on that.
Definitely.
Let me just give a list here. We were talking about backlinks and authoritative backlinks and stuff. I mean, I did mention the Chamber of Commerce and that, but there's also things like Craigslist. That's out there. A lot of people put ads in Craigslist. We'll put a link back to you on that. It
Never thought of that.
Send them back to your website to fill out the form, or send them to Facebook to message you back in that. Dex Knows is another great one.
How do you spell that?
DEXKNOWS.com.
Okay, and we'll list a few of these up here on our Social Radio Show page on Facebook, and maybe I'll even take that and maybe put a PDF together and get it to you.
Here's another one. Yellow Book. Your yellow pages. I know they don't come out in page form. They're still called that way, though.
But having a listing on the Yellow Book. Oh.
But what happens is it's digital. It's online, and when Google goes to look at what's there, they just don't go to WCN Interactive. They will index every subpage in WCNinteractive.com and every link in WCN.com, whether it's internal or external. If it's external, then they are going to search everything on that external link. That's how they know who we are.
Well, that brings a question that I have, Richard, so you actually have to have content on every single page that you have on your website.
Relevant content.
Content, okay. Now, I have two questions, two-part question here. First of all, on content on your home page, do you need a lot of content, or do you even have to have any content? And the second part of the question is, what if I just have images listed on my website?
All right, let me take it in
order. A lot of questions.
You have to have text on your home page.
Okay.
Every image needs to have an alt tag attached to it.
Okay, alt tag. What is an alt tag?
All right, that's where you're telling a description of what that image is. A lot of times you'll go to a website and you'll mouse over an image and you'll see a little tag pop up.
That's the alt tag.
That's the alt tag. And so Google looks at that, and you'll get a minor ding if you don't label your images that are up there. So you want to do that all the time.
Really?
So you want these tags on your images so that Google knows you're thorough about what you're doing. I mean, we're to the point where Google's nitpicking. If you went above the fold on that first page, you got to nitpick. You got to know what you're doing.
Okay, question on those alt tags. So every image needs to have an alt tag. How many words do you put? Do you put a description of that image, or do you put a keyword in there? What do you do?
I don't worry so much about keywords as to the purpose of the image and why you put it there. You know, if we put an image up there, and I know I had one on one of my classes, which was a black one. One was mindset, and one was results. Okay, so it was just an image with those words on there. So the alt tag was improve your life.
Oh, okay. So that
and because I was doing a class relating to mindset and growing your business.
Well, this is another reason we're actually updating our website, because of things that had been put in there. So now we're going page by page, and yes, it does take time, but these are awesome points because if you want to be found in searches, you need to make sure you understand the steps you need to take to get there.
Exactly. Again, it's not so much about the word right now. I'm not saying don't put the word in. Do your due diligence on AdWords, but create a story around your word.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I'm hearing story a lot from you today, as well as any event I go to anymore when I'm doing a seminar. And we talked about content marketing a few weeks ago or a month or so ago, and we talked about how your content needs to be your message needs to be a story, and you need to just continue that story, and that's going to really be more of a what's the word I want to say? You'll definitely attract more people to you if they're in tune with your story and they're resonating with that. So what I'm hearing, the same on your website, then you need to be doing that. How about those pop-ups that come up on your website? Many times I go when I'm searching online and I get to a site that I'm reading a blog, and all of a sudden it's it's timed. It's not immediate. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times I'm reading the blog and all of a sudden this pop-up comes up. And, called those little pesky little pop-ups. And what they're doing is they're giving me an opportunity to sign up to be emailed their upcoming blogs or their tips, whatever. Does that hurt you in searches, or how does that work?
Absolutely not. That's another technique. It can be a little minor plus in your thing because you're using the latest technology. However, if you have them on every page or you have multiple pop-ups, so if somebody clicks off it and a minute later it pops back up again, no, those are
intrusive,
and you will be dinged for that.
Okay, and it also needs to kind of flow with the page content, is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely, everything's got to have a purpose and maintain the site's purpose.
And that's what another thing I'm hearing from you is that Google knows when you are spamming. In other words, they know that if you're putting content in there that is not relevant to your site. Am I correct?
Correct. No, and they also know if you're trying to really be a pushy salesman. I mean, don't necessarily want to use any industries on that, but some industries are known to have more pushy sales types than others. But you don't want to be pushy. You want to be a conversation poster on that. You want to be one that is seeking interaction through your content on laying that out there. So, that's where the blog comes in. And, your blog, I'm not saying a blog is easy to even accomplish on that. It's easy to put a blog page up. It's easy to write content. It's something else to start getting people to engage with your blog. That can be as short as a few days, and it may be a year-long process for you to build a tribe.
Well, question on that, if you have a blog that's active, definitely, so what I'm hearing is you definitely want to have an interactive blog where you allow people to post. Now, you can look at the content or look at the posts and before you have them go live. If as long as you're monitoring that, I understand that. Mm-hmm. But if you get engagement on your blog, is that going to help with your rankings then?
Most definitely it will. Most definitely. And, driving traffic is okay. You can use Google AdWords and pay for an ad to drive traffic. You can use Facebook ads to drive traffic. It doesn't matter. You can use LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn's going to go to LinkedIn only, but theoretically inside of LinkedIn, you could have a link to your page.
No, I was going to say within your company page, you have a link to your website. And when you're putting content up in LinkedIn, you can definitely take them and give them a call to action. And so that's and we've mentioned that numerous times on our radio show and with us and with guests, that it is really important to make sure you're doing a good call to action in all your social media postings, and you're taking them to where you can actually get conversion, which is normally your website, your blog, and e-commerce site. So that's how they all play together. I know that we're down to, getting, God, this is a fun conversation, and there's so much information, and I'm sure many of our audience listeners are definitely overwhelmed by this. So again, just wanted to remind you, you reach out to Richard and get a 20-minute consultation, phone conversation with them. It's a complimentary consultation, and just go to the Flying Above Marketing on Facebook, or go to wcninteractive.com, and underneath the tab Who We Are, there's a contact us link that you can click on and just send that to them, and we'll start having that conversation with you. But one of the question that came up, there's two questions here. Can I add a personal summary to a current trending article? Would that would that be known as content if they?
That would be known as content. You would have to be able to have your name or website or something present on that.